shamanic dance is really a very, very beautiful aspect or element of our potential or possibility in movement. Shamanic dance really allows us to move and specifically process stuff that's going on for us. It provides us with a platform and an opportunity to look at things, to work with things, to reimagine things, to recreate things, to destroy things, to understand things at a level where we may be stuck mentally in our lives and finding it hard to move out of those sort of stuck places. The trouble with our minds is that it tends to try and process things based on what it knows, what our memories are, and it doesn't bring in the possibility of information that it doesn't have. So it tends to try solve problems with just that, and it doesn't understand that we have other ways of getting and gaining knowledge through direct experience and through intuition, which are elements that really then start to play into when we're using the body and when we're using dance and movement. We are open to receiving information that can help us solve our problems or move through things more gracefully and more effectively. So in my own personal journey, movement and dance and conscious dance, and working with it, even in those days, I didn't even call it shamanic dance as such. And it doesn't need to be labeled that at all. It's really sort of like a way of processing. Helped me move through probably one of the hardest times of my life, going through a period of intense grief, very depressed, and unable to get out of it, unable to move from that place with my mind. And I would dance twice a week at a class, and maybe for a few seconds or a few minutes of that class, I would like come back into the fullness of my own being. And slowly over time, with moving, came to really deepen the understanding of what was going on for me and how to move with it and how to move it, and begin to understand how many of these things are simply the territory that we're walking through, and not us. And our minds tend to limit it down to we are that territory, we are this depression, we are. And movement is like traveling through. And the idea of traveling is also one of the qualities of fire. Not too concerned with the destination as such, but the fact that we're moving is a quality of fire. So yeah, shamanic dance is an opportunity to allow ourselves to open up to that possibility, to the possibility. It requires us to be receptive, to be open, and to, as one of the precepts in Dancing Freedom, to be open to the possibility that life could unfold from this moment forward in a way that is better than we could imagine, than we could possibly imagine. And that opens up the doorway for us to communicate with all the mysterious aspects of our being, particularly the ones that come through our intuition. Our sense of knowing without knowing how we know is one of the sort of things, one of the precepts of it. So yeah, obviously, because it's called shamanic dance, there's also a sense of ceremony and a sense of ritual and a sense of process. We open a space, we call in our guides, our support, our help, create a ritual around the dance, so that it makes it feel like we are entering into some kind of ceremony, and close the space afterwards when the dance is over. Thank and release that which was called and that which helped you process. And again, one of the beautiful things about dance, because a very important part of ceremony is integration after, post-ceremony, the insights that we've gained, we want to integrate, we want to bring into our consciousness from the unknown to the known. Then we know it and we can apply it in our lives. And that becomes the challenge after the dance. But the beautiful thing about movement and embodying this movement is, as we're realizing it, we're putting it into all the cells, because the cells carry that memory of what it felt like to move that way. So a lot of the integration already happens through the movement, which is very, very beautiful. Makes it a lot easier. So in terms of sort of guidelines, I would just say that briefly, Shamanic dance best done with your eyes closed so that you can open up to your whole inner landscape, to stay open to the possibility of having visions, of having dreams, of having experiences and feelings, and without trying to understand them, let them be there, and let them dance with you and let them play with you, so that you begin to enter into a conversation with yourself, with aspects of yourself that are hidden, letting them come out to play and to move, to dance with our grief, to dance with our pain, to dance with our love, to dance with our creativity, to ask, what is it that I want to create, and to see what that looks like in a dance. It really, really embodies that. We bring in guides, helpers, ancestors. We call in all these different elements of fire, water, air, earth, ether. We call in the four directions. We call in everything that resonates with us as a means or a practice. Things preferably that have meaning to you. Your teachers, your guides, your path. Bring it. The beautiful thing about dancing freedom is it's like this beautiful backbone or skeleton that allows you to clad it with your muscles, your skin, your body of wisdom. And we play with archetypes. We play with archetypes. I can do the dance of a warrior if that's what I feel like I need in that moment. If what I'm feeling is I need to be able to protect and to stand up and to fight some injustice in me or in the world, and I want to move with that, then I can embody this warrior kind of movement and dance, and like the New Zealand, the haka that the Maoris do before going to battle, to posture in and really puff themselves up into that like warrior vibe is a good example of like a shamanic dance, to embody that archetypal warrior and to become that in your movement and in your being. So fire, I'll just introduce you to the House of Fire. I've got a very beautiful set of tarot cards that really sort of embody the archetypes of fire really well in the suit of fire. And the king and the queen of fire, the king is the creator and the queen is sharing. And I find that incredibly beautiful that we've got these two, the king and the queen inside us, one aspect of it which is to create, and the other aspect is to share that creation. And then you've got the knight, which is intensity, that embodies that idea of like fire becoming very focused, very one-pointed, so that instead of being dissipated and scattered all over the place, the intensity focuses like a laser beam, can cut through any known substance in the galaxy. And then the page below that, which I love the most, the page of fire, is playfulness. That to me is such an important element. Don't take yourself too seriously. It's only life. It's only life after all, really. So those are some of the players in the fire suit. If you're interested, you can Google the Osho Zen tarot cards and look at the whole deck, and you'll see the other elements of fire, some of the shadow ones, some of the lighter ones. And enjoy today's dance, really. Get in there, light a candle, or do whatever it is that you feel you need to do to create the ritual, and then close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, feel into your inner landscape, and open up that dialogue of movement and play with all the different elements that come or that you create. Key here is to use your imagination. Enjoy your dance.